One thing that you have to understand is that not everybody in this life is meant to heal. So you cannot keep wasting your time trying to heal somebody. You cannot reach everyone. You have to understand that. As a healer, a psychic, seer, prophet, whatever, you can't reach everybody, and you're not supposed to. Some people are just really meant to just be karmic lessons. You cannot keep wasting your time and your energy on somebody that refuses to heal. I've learned that, and I've let a lot of people go. A lot. I'm focused on my spiritual purpose in this life, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to lead people to their spiritual purpose, the positive part. Because some people, I think their spiritual purpose is really to just wreak havoc in people's lives. But it's a learning lesson. Everything's a learning lesson. Sometimes the learning lesson is to learn to let go, especially if you love that person. Another lesson is to, and I'm speaking on experience, I'm speaking on my life. This is what I had to do. Another lesson that people refuse. I see a lot of things happening in my life where, and I don't really want to name names, but it's like I see people not putting up boundaries. There's a lot of manipulative people in my life and my family, and I see other family members just putting up with it. And turning the other cheek doesn't get you anywhere in life. It gets you stuck. You block your spiritual gifts. You block your relationship with the divine. Like the one person that is close to me, has gotten it all wrong. And another person, I don't want to name names. I really don't. Because then, people will be like looking and judging them, Gosh, I don't want to name names, but it's kind of hard to not put down a foundation and trying to explain something without the foundation. It's really and then I have a nephew that's listening too, so I don't want to say nothing. It's just really hard for people to let people go. The one thing is you have to learn that person is never going to change. And whether you have kids with the person or whatever, you have to do what you have to do. And God is not looking down on you because you have to do what you have to do to have peace in your life. The thing that you do is you give it to God because it's His anyways. Everything is His. Jesus, take the wheel. give it to God. You have to give it to God. Otherwise, you stay stuck in a cycle, unhappy, you know, you stay stuck in the cycle unhappy. And then you have never accomplished anything in your life because you stayed in that cycle. A lot of it is fear. A lot of it is fear keeps you stuck. I mean, it's happening right now with me where it's like, I don't want to let certain people in my life go. But I would if I had like a solid income and a solid place to live. Do you get me? But I don't have any of that, so I have to put up with a lot of shit that I don't want to. Now, it's eased up a little bit. Like I said, there's certain things I just don't want to say because I'm still going through things myself. I'm not perfect. You know, there's things that I'm going through that I still have to, like, I remember somebody reached out to my account on 23andMe and was like, do you know such and such and such? And I was like, yeah, I don't know such and such, but I know that she is my grandpa's sister. And then we just started talking. She gave me the number to talk to her. I'm autistic. I'm an introvert. I'm shy. I don't like talking on the phone. I wasn't going to call her, but I was like, my mom, hey, mom, you could call her. So eventually she did. And she had said, it's best to keep secrets where they as secrets, and I didn't agree with that because I want to know about my grandpa's family, and it's not good to keep secrets because then it's like, as a chosen one, I have to break curses and stuff and cycles and stuff. So it's like me not knowing what's going on. I have to go in the spiritual realm and figure it out because it's on me to figure it out. So that's one reason why I don't like secrets, family secrets. But she said that, and I said that's what is carried down from generation to generation to generation, is to keep secrets. Oh, it's best kept to keep the secret. No, it's not best kept to keep secrets. Because if you're the generational curse breaker, you know it because you see it in your life. That's why I said you cannot be all about breaking generational curses and be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I have removed myself from a lot of family members. I think on Facebook I had 3 different Facebook pages. One is just random. 2 had my dad's family. One had my dad's family, and one had my mom's family. I kept them separate. I don't know why, but I kept them separate. And just recently, I don't know, in May or whatever. This year somehow, this way, somehow. This year, I had just unfriended everybody because I was like, nah. Again, I don't want to be a part of the generational curse. I let go of a lot of people. And just recently, I had put my mom back on there on one of my Facebook pages. But it's like, and then, I had explained to her that, because she kept telling me, do you see my post? Do you see my post? And I'm like, no, I don't. And I explained to her again why I don't. And she's like, oh, you never miss your well till it runs dry. And I looked at her and I was like, what well? My family members don't talk to me. What well? And what am I missing? I'm not missing anything. They're missing something. But I'm not missing anything. I'm happy. I'm happy doing what I'm doing. I'm happy doing what I'm doing. I'm good. So it's like, what well, what water? There's no water in the well, first off. And where's the well? So, she is stuck in the past. My sister is stuck in the past. My sister here, everybody's stuck in the fucking past. Everybody got a problem. Like I said, you cannot want to break generational curses and be a part of it. No. So you can't sit here and just keep saying stupid shit. Just because it sounds good. And I'm not trying to talk bad about my mom. I'm not. I love my mom. I take care of her. I take care of my nephews. That's what I do. But I'm just saying the thought process. The generational thought process has to be broken. I mean, I'm sitting here looking at Athala, and that's exactly what it is. It's traditional cycles that you had carried on from your mother, and they had carried it on from their mother, and so on. That has to break. At this moment in time in 2025, if it ain't working, you can't plug an old cord into the new socket. It's not going to work. And I see so many people scared to go get a new plug. See, monitoring spirit. A little bug flying around, a little fruit fly. I have a speech impediment. A little fruit fly flying around. It's ridiculous. What's going on right now is ridiculous. You don't like me because I'm breaking the mold. You don't like me because I'm pulling out the cords and I'm unplugging. You don't like me because I'm awakening people. That's one reason why I'm being attacked. I'm being attacked too because people are just jealous. People are mad that what I have, they don't. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, you should be happy with whatever God gave you, because you signed up for it. You picked it out before you were born. Well, you shouldn't have picked that one then. See, the thing about it is, you do pick. I had a dream. God showed me that I had a dream. In a dream that the angels asked me before I was born, what do you want? Do you want this life or do you want this life? And they don't tell you the specifics of the life. Specifics of the life. They just tell you the brief summary. This life, you can have everything. It's given to you. This life, you're going to struggle. I took the struggling one because I was going to be well known. And see, I used to say, oh, I want to be famous. I want to be famous. I want to be famous. I used to say that. And people misunderstood what I meant by that. You know, I remember my mom was like, oh, you want to be famous. Da, da, da. And I'm thinking, no, I want to be famous like Cleopatra. I want to be famous like Julius Caesar. Like my name will go down in history. That's what I meant when I said I want to be famous. Not like Beyonce. Not like Kendrick Lamar. Even though I am musically and talented. Even though I am musically why do I want to say talented? Talented. I could probably put a song together, you know. I do sing, but that's something that you won't see. So I wanted to speak on traditional cycles and how it runs through families and generations, and that if you want change, you have to break that cycle. Loving somebody, okay, you love somebody because you have children with them, or you love them because they're a parent or a sibling. But if they're not treating you right and they're making you suffer, you have to let them go and let them find, give it to God and let them find their own space in their own time. My sister is homeless on the streets, addicted to drugs. That's why we have her kids. I had to give her to God because she wouldn't change. Every now and again, we would come back. She would get sober. She would come back. We would put her in, keep her in the house, and thinking, okay, maybe she got it this time. Maybe she got it this time. No. After a week or so, she would leave and go back to the streets. Right now, she's supposed to be in a program, or she's in jail, or I don't know. She's coming soon. There'll be a court date. I don't know. I intuitively, when I saw her and the charges she had, I was like, she ain't getting out. That's just how I felt. My intuition was like, not this time. She was given so many chances, and people take advantage of those chances, and they don't change. And my mom keeps giving in, and it's like, you have to stop giving in. They're gonna have to figure out on their own. That's why when they say you're grown, you need to figure it out on your own. That's why a lot of parents say that. Once you turn 18, they just, I don't believe in that, because some people like me, I'm living with my mom. I can't handle really being on my own because I'm autistic. I trust people way too damn much. Way too damn much. And I know, and I'm aware of it, but I still do it. I still do it. And it's like, and people know that. They can read it on you that you trusting and you loving, and they take advantage of it. They feed off of it. So that's why I'm still with my mom. Not because I can't do it. Entirely can't do it. But because I know I'm not ready. I'm not ready. So then I have to be an alchemist and make do with where I'm at the best way I can. Ooh, excuse me. Ugh, what else? What else? Spirit speaking to me today. And I'm not even high. This is just naturally me channeling. When you get stronger, you don't need substances. You just channel. You're creative. You're creatively. When I channel, I get lightheaded. I get hot. I get lightheaded. I think people are not creative because they get scared to reveal things. Eminem wasn't scared to reveal things. He wasn't scared to reveal the relationship that he had with his mom. That's a part of healing. When you keep things a secret, when you keep things inside, it just festers and it grows. And then it turns into something that you didn't think it would turn into if you are not a bad person. If you're a bad person, then you just keep adding to it. And then something bad happens. Part of why people turn to substances is their trauma. Things happen to them in their life. I should write this down because we're at 22:22. I don't want this video to be like 30 minutes long or a very long video. But, I did a video a long time ago and I said, well, why do people do the things that they do? Well, it's because they have no hope. And they're not accepting of themselves, and they're not accepting, can't say the word. They're not accepting of themselves. They're not accepting their childhood and whatever happened in their childhood. The big part of healing is accepting. And acknowledging. You have to turn your pain into power, and you turn it into power by being creative. I started being creative in January of this year. I started, I am revealing things that in my life that I'm not scared to reveal. And that's another thing about healing. Fear will keep you locked up and stuck. And there's no way to maneuver around that fear. There's no way to maneuver. I've tried it. Especially with having my mom thinking the same thing that my great aunt wants to think. It's best kept to keep secrets. No, it's not. Because then you wander through life like an empty vessel, trying to run away from something, and then you turn to substances, and it just gets worse and worse and worse till you lose your life. And then everybody talk about you like, oh, he didn't accomplish nothing in life. Oh, she didn't accomplish nothing in life. She didn't, I don't know, them inner demons got to her. You gotta face them inner demons because they're not gonna go away because you're running from them. It's very, very difficult because a lot of times in my situation, I had to sit and be patient I'm going to say one more thing. In my situation, it is very hard because I don't just have one group of people attacking me. There's a whole bunch of people attacking me. But I still raise up because of the things I said, right? I don't let fear get me at all. When you let fear get you, when you let fear get you, people, demons feed off of that fear. That's how they keep you blocked. That's how you keep you stuck. I'm not scared. The only thing I'm scared about is putting names out there. You know, that's the only thing I'm a little concerned about. I'm like, you know, I don't really want to say, like, I'm at a point right now, I really don't really want to say too much about my living situation. You know, because I don't want to be like, oh, she happy, you know, my stepdad is sick and he's in the hospital. He's been in the hospital for a long time, a couple weeks, but the house has been lighter since he's been gone. And I don't want people to be like, oh, she happy he's sick. I'm like, no, I'm not happy that he's sick. It's just because somebody refuses to change, it's become lighter when they're not in the house. Because this is a man who is stuck in his ways and was bringing us down, bringing the household down. I'm not happy that he's sick. But the house has gotten lighter. It's been easier to clean up. That's all I'm going to say. Because people will take what you say and turn it and be like, oh, I don't wish bad on nobody. But when you do what you do, you have to suffer the consequences. I don't wish bad on people. I really don't. But I don't feel bad about the consequences that you get served. Because you should have known from the get-go. That's why I don't understand why people say shit and then apologize. It's like, if you knew from the get-go you shouldn't have said that shit, then why are you apologizing? I remember somebody put out something on Instagram. He put out a post praising somebody, but had his enemy's music playing in the background. I really don't want to say names, but I'm going to say names. Snoop Dogg had posted a story praising Drake, but then had Kendrick Lamar in the background playing. And then he apologizes afterwards, right? And I'm like, you knew what you was doing. If you know you're going to have to apologize later, why do it? No, you did it because you wanted a reaction. And you got one. But you apologizing. So see, that's why I don't apologize. Because I don't do shit that I'm going to want to take back. I don't do anything that I'm going to want to take back. See, that's common sense. That's common sense. That's discernment. You know? Because you think about doing something. You think about it before you do it. I made it to 30 minutes and I really don't want to talk this long because the download, hecka slow. And then I don't get a lot of views because it'd be too long and people, because this was really supposed to be a little short. But this is a type of message where it just needs to go on and on and on. People need to get this. But like I was saying, I don't apologize about a lot of things because I think about stuff before I do it. And I'm like, if I got to say sorry, then I'm just not going to do it. There's a lot of things. So that's why I say, when I say something, you better pay attention to listen. I don't apologize for releasing that video, for putting his name out there. This is a celebrity. My twin is a celebrity. I don't apologize. I'm not apologizing for putting that video out because he probably was part of a hit. He was a part of it. That's why I don't care. I only say my twin, but he's probably a fallen twin, just like my ex is a fallen. Or no, he's a false twin. See the difference between a false twin and a fallen twin. So that's going to be the next video because I don't want this to go into longer. I need to write this down so I remember. The difference between, we're going to leave off with the difference between a fallen twin and a false twin. This is Goddess Runic Seer. Please like, subscribe to my channel. Nobody comments except for a couple people. I like it. Thank you for commenting. Because I do want to talk to people. But I know people are scared of me. You gotta face your fear. But anyways, thank you for listening, and I will see you guys later on the next topic.